Tomorrow marks 2 years since 13 U.S. service members were killed in a suicide bombing as the United States closed the door on the Afghanistan war after a chaotic 2-week withdrawal. One of the service members killed was St. Louis native Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz. Now, 2 years after his death, his family says they have more questions than answers about his final moments. First Alert 4's Caroline Hecker has the story.
I can't believe that it's already been 2 years. We're still going through a very tough journey.
2 years after the death of Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, time both flies and stands still.
It will always be a day that we remember. I mean, our calendar since the day we got the news has never changed.
The first few months were a blur, riddled with grief, community support, and meetings with top Pentagon officials. But Mark and Jacqueline Schmitz say those meetings became fewer and fewer, as did the answers they are seeking.
We certainly would think that after 2 years, we would have had more information than what we've been given. You know, it's a sad fact, but to this day, we don't know how Jared died. I mean, we know he was involved in the bombing, but did he suffer? Did he drop and die immediately?
The 17-day withdrawal saw tens of thousands of U.S. and Afghan citizens converge on Kabul International Airport, desperate to flee the return of Taliban rule. On August 26th, a suicide bomber killed nearly 200 people, including 13 U.S. service members, in an attack outside the airport.
I've yet to hear a single thing about our son, and that troubles me to no end. I pray that Jared didn't suffer.
On August 30th, the United States completed its withdrawal, evacuating more than 120,000 people from the country in the final days. The next day, President Joe Biden addressed the nation.
The extraordinary success of this mission was due to the incredible skill, bravery, and selfless courage of the United States military and our diplomats and intelligence professionals. We owe them and their families a debt of gratitude we can never repay, but we should never, ever, ever forget.
Is it insulting to hear that it was an extraordinary success?
Oh, absolutely. But it's the same thing as when John Kirby said, "I didn't see any chaos from my perch." It's like, are you kidding me? Were you looking the other way? I mean, that whole event over there was nothing but chaos.
Schmitz says congressional testimony and interviews from Marine Sergeant Tyler Vargas Andrews, who lost an arm and leg in the bombing, have offered more details than any sit-down with people from the Pentagon.
Well, you know, I asked in particular about the security cameras on the Abbey Gate. You know, not that I want to see my child die, but that will shed a lot of light on things leading up to that event. And of course, they were conveniently not functioning. The cameras just stop working whenever it's convenient, and I'm calling BS on it.
Amidst their pain and frustration, support for Lance Corporal Schmitz and his family can be seen across the St. Louis metro. A bridge dedicated in his honor sits along Interstate 70 in St. Charles County. Another memorial sign sits along Wentzville Parkway, adorned with flowers and decorations. And this past weekend, hundreds took part in the second annual memorial ride for Jared.
For me, it was very emotional. Like, I kind of teared up a bit when I pulled in and saw hundreds of bikes and Jeepers and just all the support, and the majority of the people we don't even know.
They've also started the Freedom 13, a nonprofit that supports veterans. Its goal, to build villages of homes providing an oasis for vets and honoring the 13 service members killed in the attack. As they prepare to turn the corner on another year without Jared, they hope others reflect on what they do have.
Just remember that it could be anyone's kid, and they're not numbers. They're not casualties. They're real people.
In Wentzville, Caroline Hecker, First Alert 4.
We want to let you know First Alert 4 is working with our partners in Washington, D.C. to try to help get answers to some of the family's questions. For more information on how you can support the Freedom 13, you can find this story on our website, KMOV.com.